Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 15 preview between the Buffalo Bills and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Bills. This week versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Buffalo Bills will have to be able to hit big plays in the passing game. I think one way they can get big plays is by utilizing crossers with the wide receivers. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. That's one way they can defeat the press that they're going to see from the Jacksonville Jaguars. What we're going to have here is a crosser off of play action. So that way we're going to get E.J. Manuel faking the handoff here and having the receivers cross with this fullback that's back in the backfield. Now, we're going to bring him in a short yo-yo motion, which means he's going to start and then go back toward where he was originally aligned. And at the snap of the ball, what we're going to have the slot receiver do, he's going to work up the field and run an in route. Now versus zone, he's going to settle down. Versus man, he's going to keep going. So this is the quote-unquote deep play. But what we're doing here, as we're faking the handoff here, the fullback is going to run the crosser, and we're going to have the outside guy come across as well, and we're going to send this guy deep to try to take away the free safety. So now E.J. Manuel has two reads. He has a low read right here with the fullback running away from coverage, and he has a receiver, which I would say should be Marquise Goodwin, running away from coverage as well, going over the top of the linebackers with that speed. Anytime you have speed going away from the football, away from coverage, you're going to have a big play that's tough to defend. So I think if they can utilize this type of play versus the Jacksonville Jaguars' tight press coverage, they can have some success. When you're facing an over-aggressive defense like the Buffalo Bills, there are going to be opportunities to hit big plays in a running game with quick hitters, maybe a trap, a draw, different things like that. I think this week the Jacksonville Jaguars, in short yardage situations, can run the fullback ISO and generate a big play in a running game. I'll show you what we have here. Tight condensed set. We split out the receiver wide at the bottom of the numbers just to take the cornerback out of the play. And what we're going to do, we're going to bring this tight end in the hole and lead the fullback on that strong safety, and hopefully the fullback can gain what we need him to gain. So what we're going to do on blocking it up, everyone's just blocking man for man. Center taking the nose, backside, everyone's man on man, bob protection, big on big. That's what we're going to call it. And we're going to have this guard on the play side work his way up and get the Mike backer. And we're going to try to have this tackle kick out that 5 technique. And we're going to lead the tight end in the hole, hopefully taking first threat, which could be this linebacker or this strong safety. And we're showing pitch action to the tailback. So now you're going to have the quarterback, Chad Henne, reverse out as if he's throwing the pitch, but he's really handing the football off to the fullback, who's running, hopefully, to daylight, or at least picking up the first down. So that's one play Jacksonville could run this week versus Buffalo to take control or take advantage of an over-aggressive defensive front seven. Now here are some in-game adjustments that you want to watch out for in this ballgame for Buffalo. How they defend the inside-outside zone of the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's going to be key to team success. They're going to have to stop the run, and the biggest play the Jags run is that inside and outside zone. And you also want to keep an eye on how they match up versus Marcedes Lewis, the outstanding tight end. If the Bills are able to take him out of the game plan, that'll force Chad Henne to go outside the hashes consistently to those wide receivers. And you also want to watch out for what steps they're going to take offensively to try to loosen up that Jags defense, because I'm pretty sure early in the ballgame they're going to see a lot of pressure from the Jaguars. So after the first 15 plays or so, what adjustments they'll make to try to get the ball moving down the field. And for the Jaguars, will they stay in the shell coverage for the most part of the game versus Buffalo, who really doesn't attack deep down the field, so they can keep everything in front of them and play effective defense in the box? And you also want to keep an eye on which run blocking scheme will work best with this Jags offense, whether it's Bob, that's big on big, body on body, zone blocking, or just movement along that offensive line, pulling the guards or tackles, getting those guys on the move, because they're going to have to run the football. It's just deciding which style works best versus this Bills defense. And if the Jaguars fall behind, will they go aggressive on their special teams units as far as coming after kicks, maybe kicking an onside kick, a surprise onside, or squibbing a kick, trying to get a turnover? So you want to keep an eye on those elements when the Jags take the field, both on offense as well as on defense. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ballgame. For Buffalo, the little things are big, such as protecting the football on offense, on defense, playing with better run fits, being where you're supposed to be, playing assignment football. Those little things they have to clean up in order to have success this week versus Jacksonville. And on offense, I would attack downhill more as opposed to the perimeter in the running game. They're going to have to be able to run inside the tackle box this week versus Jacksonville, who has a lot of speed, sideline to sideline. Keep it downhill, and you should be able to have some success running the football. And on defense, you're going to have to win at the point of attack. The Jaguars do a great job of running the inside zone. Matter of fact, they run that split zone where they send the fullback one way and the tailback goes the opposite way, or they run weak side a lot. Either way, you're going to have to win at the point of attack if you want to play winning defense. And for Jacksonville in this ball game, right off the bat, they're going to have to continue to win the individual battles. They've been doing a great job with this, which is why they've won 3 out of the last 4 games. This is a very good football team at this point in time, and it's all because they're winning the individual battles, and they have to do that again this week versus Buffalo. And they want to keep that Bills offense boxed in. We talked about it on the whiteboard. Keeping this offense boxed in that really doesn't attack deep down the field. If they can do that, they can rally up, make the tackle, and get off the field on 3rd down. And you also want to keep an eye on Jetfish's play calling rhythm. If he's able to get into a groove early with his play calling, that'll get Chad Henne in a groove throwing the football, and that Jags offense will look a lot better as a whole. The X factor for the Bills will be quarterback E.J. Manuel. This is only his 8th game as a starter, and right now he has to start taking shots downfield to open up this offense. If he's able to accomplish that this week versus Jacksonville, this Bills offense will look a hell of a lot better than it has over the last couple of weeks. And the X factor for the Jaguars will be that running game. Yes, they can run the football, but right now they're banged up with their personnel in the backfield with Maurice Jones-Drew nursing a hamstring injury. And you also have Jordan Todman that may not play. They have to establish the ground game this week versus Buffalo to get some type of balance on offense. I like Buffalo in this ballgame. I believe they'll have a bounce-back performance on both sides of the ball, but I do envision this being a low-scoring defensive battle, but I think the Bills have enough offensive playmakers to make plays when they need them, so I like the Bills to go on the road and knock off the Jags. And I also want to give a huge shout-out to Bill fan forums and Jaguar fan forums for always showing football game plan support.